Success is often measured by numbers. People count the companies you've built, the wealth you've created, the problems you've solved, or the milestones you've reached. The world celebrates achievements because they are easy to see. They appear on magazine covers, in headlines, and on social media. But there is something the world doesn't always see. Behind every accomplishment is a human being who still longs for connection, understanding, and someone who genuinely believes in them, not because of what they have achieved, but because of who they are when the cameras are gone. I've spent much of my life believing that impossible things can become possible. Whether it's reimagining transportation, exploring space, or creating technology that changes the future, every great accomplishment begins with a vision. A vision is powerful because it allows you to see beyond today's limitations. It gives you the courage to take risks that others would never consider. But as meaningful as those dreams are, there comes a moment when you realize that even the biggest vision feels incomplete if there's no one standing beside you to experience it with you. Think about it for a moment. What is the value of reaching the top of a mountain if you have no one to turn to and say, "We made it"? What is the joy of watching a rocket touch the stars if your greatest moments end in silence? Success creates opportunities, but love creates memories. Achievements fill your resume, but relationships fill your heart. The greatest victories in life aren't always the ones that the world applauds. Sometimes they're the quiet moments shared with one person who makes everything else meaningful. I've learned that building companies and building relationships have something very important in common. Both require faith before results. Both demand patience when progress is slow. Both face setbacks that test your determination. And both succeed only when you invest your time, your energy, and your heart consistently. You can't expect something extraordinary to grow if you're only willing to show up when it's convenient. The greatest things in life are built one day at a time. People often imagine that reaching extraordinary success means you've found everything you've ever wanted. But that's not how life works. Every achievement simply opens the door to another challenge, another responsibility, another dream waiting to be pursued. There is always another mountain to climb. Yet no matter how many mountains you conquer, the human heart continues searching for something that cannot be bought, invented, or engineered. It searches for belonging. It searches for peace. It searches for someone who sees the person behind the ambition. The future has always fascinated me because it represents possibility. We dream about living on other planets, creating technologies that transform civilization, and solving problems that once seemed impossible. But the future isn't only about machines or innovation. The future is also about the people we choose to walk beside. Every great journey becomes richer when it is shared. Every challenge becomes lighter when someone believes in you. Every success becomes sweeter when someone is genuinely happy for you. Not because of what you've accomplished, but because they love seeing you fulfilled. Life moves faster than we realize. Years pass, goals evolve, circumstances change, titles come and go, businesses grow and sometimes struggle. The world constantly shifts beneath our feet. Yet the people who remain beside us through every season become the true foundation of our lives. They remind us that our worth isn't measured by market value, public opinion, or the size of our dreams. Our worth is measured by the love we give, the trust we earn, and the lives we touch. So today, I don't see success as the finish line. I see it as a platform, a place from which something even greater can begin. Because the greatest future isn't built by one extraordinary person standing alone. It's built by two people choosing each other, believing in each other, and creating a life where every dream has someone to share it with. In the end, the most extraordinary vision isn't changing the world alone. It's finding the one person who makes every tomorrow worth dreaming about. After you begin to understand that success alone cannot fill the deepest places in your heart, your perspective starts to change. You stop asking, "What else can I build?" and begin asking, "Who do I want standing beside me while I build it?" That question is far more important than most people realize because the person you choose doesn't just become part of your life. They become part of every dream, every challenge, every victory, and every setback that lies ahead. Finding the right partner has never been about finding someone who is perfect. Perfection is an illusion. Every person has flaws, fears, strengths, and weaknesses. The goal isn't to find someone who never makes mistakes. It's to find someone who is willing to grow with you through every season of life. The strongest relationships aren't built on perfection. They're built on patience, understanding, forgiveness, and the shared commitment to become better together. I've learned that the most valuable qualities in a person are often the ones that don't immediately capture attention. Intelligence is impressive, beauty is inspiring, and talent is admirable, but character is what carries a relationship through life's hardest moments. Character is what remains when excitement fades, when plans don't work out, or when circumstances become difficult. It's easy to stand beside someone when everything is going well. The real test comes when uncertainty arrives, and you discover whether you're facing the storm alone or together. Trust is one of those things that cannot be manufactured overnight. It grows slowly through honesty, consistency, and keeping your word even when it's inconvenient. Every promise kept becomes another brick in the foundation of a lasting relationship. Every act of honesty strengthens that foundation. Without trust, even the strongest emotions eventually weaken. But with trust, two people can face challenges that once seemed impossible. I believe that a lifetime partner should be someone who inspires you to become more than you thought you could be. Not through pressure or expectation, but simply through their presence. They remind you to stay grounded when success threatens to inflate your ego. They encourage you when failure whispers that you should quit. They celebrate your victories without jealousy and stand beside you during disappointments without judgment. That's the kind of partnership that transforms not just your future, but who you become along the way. Life has a way of testing every relationship. There will be moments when plans fall apart, when dreams take longer than expected, when sacrifices become necessary, and when the path forward isn't clear. Those moments reveal what love is truly made of. Love isn't proven during easy days, it's revealed during difficult ones. It's choosing to stay when leaving would be easier. It's believing in someone when they struggle to believe in themselves. It's continuing to communicate even when conversations are uncomfortable because the relationship matters more than pride. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing they must agree on everything. Real partnership doesn't require identical opinions. It requires mutual respect. Two people can see the world differently while still walking in the same direction. In fact, different perspectives often make better decisions because they challenge assumptions and create stronger solutions. Just as innovation grows from diverse ideas, relationships grow when both people are willing to listen, learn, and understand, instead of simply trying to win every argument. A lifetime partner also understands that dreams evolve. The person you are today won't be exactly the same person 10 years from now, and neither will they. Growth is inevitable. The question is whether you'll grow together or apart. The strongest couples don't fear change. They embrace it. They continue learning about each other, supporting new ambitions, and adapting to life's unexpected turns. They understand that love isn't a destination you arrive at once. It's a journey you choose every single day. To my future wife, I don't expect you to have every answer, and I don't promise that life with me will always be simple. There will be ambitious goals, demanding days, and moments when the future feels uncertain. But what I hope we always have is the willingness to face every challenge side by side. I hope we continue choosing honesty over convenience, loyalty over doubt, and understanding over assumptions. I hope we never stop encouraging each other to become the very best versions of ourselves, because when you find the right person, you don't just discover someone to spend your life with. You discover the one person who makes every dream worth pursuing and every challenge worth overcoming together. When two people find each other for the right reasons, there comes a moment when words alone no longer feel big enough to express what is in the heart. You can say, "I love you," 1,000 times, and every one of those words matters. But eventually, love asks for something more than words. It asks for a promise. It asks for commitment. It asks for the courage to look into someone's eyes, say, "I'm choosing you, not just for today, not just for the easy moments, but for every tomorrow we have." That is what this ring means to me. From the outside, it's just a circle of precious metal. People admire its design, its brilliance, or its value. But none of those things are what make it extraordinary. Its true worth doesn't come from what it's made of. It comes from what it represents. A ring becomes priceless because of the promise attached to it, because it carries the weight of two hearts deciding to build one future together. I've always believed that symbols matter. Throughout history, humanity has used symbols to represent ideas that are too profound to capture in a single sentence. A flag represents a nation. A signature represents trust. A handshake represents agreement. In the same way, a wedding ring represents a decision that changes two lives forever. It isn't simply an accessory. It's a daily reminder that someone has chosen to stand beside you through every chapter still waiting to be written. What I love most about a ring is its shape. It has no beginning and no end. It's a continuous circle, just like the commitment it symbolizes. It reminds us that love isn't meant to be temporary or conditional. It isn't something we put aside when life becomes inconvenient. Real commitment doesn't depend on perfect circumstances. It remains steady through success and failure, through joy and disappointment, through moments of certainty and seasons of doubt. The world often celebrates grand gestures. It celebrates extravagant proposals, beautiful ceremonies, and unforgettable photographs. Those moments are wonderful and they deserve to be celebrated, but they last only a day. The true meaning of this ring begins after the applause fades, after the guests go home, and after ordinary life begins again. That's when the promise becomes real. The promise is found in the small choices that no one else sees. It's choosing kindness during disagreements. It's making time for each other even when life becomes busy. It's listening before speaking. It's apologizing when you're wrong and forgiving when you've been hurt. It's showing up every single day, even when romance feels quieter than it did in the beginning. Those ordinary moments are where extraordinary marriages are built. I've learned that commitment isn't about losing your individuality. It's about bringing your best self into a shared journey. Two people don't become less because they unite, become stronger. They challenge one another to grow, to dream bigger, to stay humble, and to keep moving forward. The right relationship doesn't limit your future. It expands it in ways you could never accomplish alone. This ring is also a reminder of responsibility. Love isn't just about receiving affection, it's about giving it consistently. It's about protecting each other's hearts, respecting each other's dreams, and creating an environment where both people feel safe enough to be completely themselves. When someone places this ring on their hand, they're not simply accepting a gift. They're accepting a shared responsibility to nurture something precious every day. There will be moments when life tests that promise. There will be unexpected obstacles, difficult decisions, and seasons where the road ahead isn't clear. No ring has the power to remove those challenges, but it serves as a reminder of the decision made before those storms ever arrived. It quietly says, remember why you chose each other. Remember the future you believed in. Remember that this journey was never meant to be walked alone. To my future wife, this ring is not my promise that life will always be easy. I can't promise a path without obstacles because no honest person can. But I can promise that when those obstacles come, you will never have to face them by yourself. I will celebrate your victories as if they were my own. I will stand beside you when life becomes uncertain. I will respect your voice, believe in your dreams, and keep choosing you long after this moment becomes a memory. Years from now, this ring may show signs of time. It may collect small scratches from the life we build together. But those marks won't diminish its beauty. They'll deepen it. Each one will tell the story of laughter shared, challenges overcome, dreams pursued, and countless ordinary days that became extraordinary simply because we experienced them together. So when I place this ring in your hand, I'm not offering you something meant to shine for a moment. I'm offering you a promise meant to last for a lifetime, because forever is not measured by the ring itself. It is measured by the unwavering heart that places it there. Once a promise has been made, it becomes the foundation for something much greater than a single moment. A proposal is not the destination. A wedding is not the finish line. They are the beginning of the most meaningful project two people will ever build together. Unlike a company, a product, or a mission, this is a journey measured not only by what is accomplished, but by who we become along the way. I've spent much of my life believing that the future doesn't simply happen. It is created. Every meaningful achievement starts with an idea, followed by countless decisions, sacrifices, setbacks, and moments of perseverance. Building a life together is no different. It isn't something that magically becomes extraordinary overnight. It is shaped by the choices we make every single day. Every conversation matters. Every act of kindness matters. Every moment of patience becomes another brick in the foundation of a future that can withstand whatever comes our way. When I think about our future, I don't imagine a perfect life. I imagine a real one. A life filled with exciting victories, unexpected detours, ambitious goals, quiet evenings, difficult conversations, joyful celebrations, and countless memories that we'll create together. Perfection has never been the objective. Progress has always been. The most fulfilling lives aren't free from challenges. They're filled with people who refuse to let those challenges define them. I hope we become the kind of team that celebrates each other's dreams as passionately as our own. Your goals should matter to me just as much as mine matter to you. I never want us to compete against each other. I want us to compete against the obstacles standing in front of us. When one of us succeeds, both of us succeed. When one of us struggles, both of us step forward. That's what partnership truly means. There will be seasons when one of us is strong while the other feels exhausted. There will be moments when one of us carries more than the other. That's not weakness, that's love. Love understands that balance isn't always equal every single day. Sometimes giving more is necessary because you know there will come a time when you'll need that same support in return. Real partnership isn't about keeping score, it's about making sure neither person ever feels alone. I also hope our home becomes a place where curiosity never disappears. I've always believed that asking bold questions is how humanity moves forward. I want us to keep asking questions together. What can we learn? Where can we grow? What adventures can we experience? How can we make each other better? A relationship should never become stagnant. Just as innovation requires continuous improvement, love flourishes when two people continue discovering new reasons to admire and appreciate one another. Life will undoubtedly surprise us. Some surprises will bring incredible joy, others will test our resilience. Plans may change. Opportunities may appear unexpectedly. Failures may arrive without warning. There will be moments when the future looks completely different from what we imagined. But I've learned that flexibility is one of life's greatest strengths. The destination may evolve, but if we continue walking side by side, we will never truly lose our way. I don't want us to define success only by achievements that the world can measure. Of course, accomplishing great things is exciting. Reaching ambitious goals is deeply rewarding. But I hope we also celebrate the victories that no one else sees. The mornings we encourage each other before a difficult day. The evenings we laugh over something completely ordinary. The times we choose forgiveness over pride, understanding over assumptions, and gratitude over complaints. Those quiet victories often become the moments we treasure the most. I want us to create a future where honesty is stronger than fear, where communication is stronger than silence, and where respect remains constant even when opinions differ. We won't always have the same answers, and that's okay. Different perspectives don't weaken a relationship, they strengthen it when both people are willing to listen with open hearts. The goal isn't to win every disagreement. The goal is to protect something far more valuable than being right. To my future wife, I hope you always know that your dreams will never become secondary, simply because we're building a life together. I want to see you become everything you're capable of becoming. I want to celebrate your successes with genuine pride and stand beside you through every challenge that life presents. Your happiness will never feel separate from mine because once we choose each other, our futures become beautifully connected. Years from now, I don't want us to look back and remember only the extraordinary milestones. I want us to smile at the ordinary days that quietly became unforgettable because we lived them together. I want every challenge to remind us of our resilience, every success to deepen our gratitude, and every new chapter to strengthen the bond we chose from the very beginning. Because the greatest future is never built by one dreamer standing alone. It is built by two hearts moving forward with one purpose, one promise, and one unwavering belief that together, there is no horizon too distant to reach. After everything we've imagined together, the dreams, the challenges, the promise represented by this ring, and the future waiting to be built, there comes a moment when the heart can no longer remain silent. There are moments in life that change everything, not because they are loud or dramatic, but because a single decision creates an entirely new future. This is one of those moments. I've spent years believing that courage is about attempting what others believe is impossible. It's about taking the first step, even when the outcome is uncertain. But standing here today, I realize there is another kind of courage that may be even greater. It is the courage to make yourself completely vulnerable before the person you love, to place your heart in their hands without guarantees, to believe that trust is stronger than fear and that love is worth every risk. If there's one thing life has taught me, it's that certainty is rare. No one can predict every challenge waiting around the corner. No one can promise that every day will be effortless. The future has always been filled with unknowns. Yet despite all that uncertainty, there is one decision I can make with complete confidence. I can choose who I want beside me as I face whatever tomorrow brings. And when I picture every tomorrow, I see you. I see the person who brings calm to the busiest days. I see the smile that reminds me why hard work has meaning beyond achievement. I see someone whose kindness speaks louder than words and whose strength quietly inspires everyone around her. I see someone who doesn't simply admire dreams but believes in the people pursuing them. That kind of belief is rare. It cannot be bought, earned through success, or measured by accomplishments. It is a gift, and I never want to take it for granted. You have shown me that love isn't about changing someone into the person you wish they were. It's about encouraging them to become the very best version of who they already are. You've reminded me that ambition and compassion can exist together, that determination becomes even more meaningful when it is shared with someone who celebrates your victories and helps carry your burdens. When I think about the years ahead, I don't imagine perfection. I imagine us learning together. I imagine us making mistakes and growing from them. I imagine celebrating milestones we haven't even dreamed of yet. I imagine quiet mornings, long conversations, spontaneous adventures, and moments when simply sitting beside each other says more than words ever could. Those moments may never appear in history books, but they will become the chapters that define our lives. There will undoubtedly be difficult days. There will be moments when the weight of responsibility feels overwhelming, when plans don't unfold as expected, and when life asks more of us than we feel prepared to give. During those moments, I don't want us to search for easy answers. I want us to remember this moment. I want us to remember the promises we've made and the reasons we chose each other before we knew what challenges the future would bring. I promise that I will continue learning how to love you better with each passing year. I promise that I will listen when you need to be heard, encourage you when doubts appear, celebrate your successes without hesitation, and stand beside you when life becomes difficult. I promise to respect your dreams as deeply as I value my own, because your happiness is not separate from mine. The future I dream about only becomes complete if you're part of it. You are not someone I want to fit into my plans. You have become part of the reason I make plans in the first place. Every vision of tomorrow feels brighter because you're in it. Every goal feels more meaningful because there's someone extraordinary to share the journey with. Life has given me many opportunities to build remarkable things, but none of them compare to the opportunity to build a lifetime with the person standing before me. So today, I don't come to you with perfect words, because no collection of words could ever fully express what you mean to me. I come with sincerity, I come with gratitude, I come with hope. Most importantly, I come with a heart that has already made its decision. I want to laugh with you through every season of life. I want to face uncertainty with confidence because we're together. I want to celebrate every victory, overcome every setback, and create a future filled with purpose, kindness, and unforgettable memories. I want to grow old knowing that the greatest decision I ever made wasn't a business decision or a technological breakthrough. It was choosing you every single day. So with all the hope in my heart, all the dreams we've yet to chase, and all the love I have to give, I ask you the one question that will shape every tomorrow we have left. Will you marry me and let us turn forever from a dream into our reality? If your answer is yes, then this moment is not simply the end of a question, it is the beginning of a promise. A promise is different from a feeling. Feelings can rise and fall with circumstances. They can be influenced by success, disappointment, distance, or time. But a promise is a decision. It is a commitment that remains steady even when emotions are tested. It is the quiet strength that reminds two people why they chose each other long after the excitement of this day becomes a cherished memory. Forever is a word that people often say without stopping to appreciate its depth. It sounds beautiful, but it also carries responsibility. Forever means choosing each other on ordinary Tuesdays just as faithfully as on extraordinary anniversaries. It means showing kindness when life is stressful, extending grace when mistakes are made, and refusing to let temporary frustrations become permanent distance. Forever is not built in grand moments alone. It is built through thousands of small decisions made with love, patience, and intention. As we step into this new chapter, I don't want us to believe that love will never be tested. Every meaningful journey faces challenges. Every worthwhile dream requires perseverance. There will be days when we disagree, days when work becomes demanding, days when unexpected changes force us to adapt. There may even be moments when the path ahead feels uncertain. But I believe those moments will never define us. What will define us is how we respond to them together. I promise to never stop learning who you are. People grow, they change. They discover new passions, overcome new fears, and develop new dreams. I don't want to love only the person you are today. I want to continue discovering the person you'll become in every season of life. I want to celebrate your growth instead of resisting it. I want to encourage your ambitions instead of limiting them. Love should never place boundaries around someone's potential. It should create the confidence to explore it. I also promise that respect will always be at the center of our relationship. Respect means listening even when opinions differ. It means valuing your voice as much as my own. It means recognizing that partnership isn't about one person leading while the other follows. It's about walking side by side with equal dignity, equal purpose, and equal commitment to building something extraordinary together. I promise that honesty will always have a place in our home. Honest conversations are not always easy, but they are always worth having. I'd rather face an uncomfortable truth together than allow silence to create distance between us. Trust grows when honesty becomes a habit, and trust is one of the greatest gifts two people can give each other. Once it's protected and nurtured, it becomes the foundation that carries a relationship through every season. I promise to celebrate not only your biggest achievements, but also the quiet victories that no one else notices. I'll celebrate your courage when you're afraid, your perseverance when life becomes difficult, your compassion when the world feels unkind, and your resilience when challenges seem overwhelming. I never want you to wonder whether your efforts are seen. They will always matter to me because you will always matter to me. There will be moments when one of us feels stronger than the other. During those times, I promise not to measure love by convenience. I promise to be your encouragement when you feel discouraged, your calm when life feels chaotic, and your reminder that no challenge is too great when it is faced together. I hope you'll do the same for me. Strength in a marriage isn't about never needing help. It's about knowing that help is always there when it's needed most. I want our home to become more than just a place where we live. I want it to become a place where hope grows, where laughter echoes through every room, where forgiveness is offered freely, and where every person who enters can feel the peace created by two hearts committed to loving each other well. Long after material things lose their value, I hope people remember the warmth they felt in the life we built together. Years from now, our appearance may change. Our hair may turn gray. Our hands may carry the marks of time. The pace of life may slow, and the dreams we chase may evolve. But I hope one thing never changes: the way we look at each other with gratitude for the journey we've shared. I hope we can look back not only at the milestones we reached, but also at the countless ordinary days that became extraordinary simply because we faced them side by side. So when you wear this ring, I don't want you to see only a symbol of this proposal. I want you to see every promise that lives within it. A promise to stand beside you in celebration and hardship. A promise to choose love over pride, understanding over judgment, and faith over fear. A promise to keep building, keep believing, and keep growing together no matter where life leads us. Because forever is never created by a single unforgettable moment. It is created by two faithful hearts that wake up every day and choose, again and again, to turn love into a lifetime.